All right, welcome to Financial Peace Tuesday's Tips. I think it's number 7. Number 7. We've done 7 of these.
7.
7. This is number 7.
7.
Okay, so this week it talked about mortgages, and it is baby step number 6. So they stressed very much that you take care of your baby steps in order to get to this point. So at this point in this journey, that number 1, baby step 1 is you have a $1,000 emergency fund, which we have. Step number 2 is the debt snowball or snowball debt, is where you pay off all your debt except for your mortgage. Thank you. And they say that you should if you do it with intensity, you should have it done. The average is 18 to 24 months, and we are on par to that to happen for us. Step 3 is then to get your 3 to 6 months of your emergency fund, which on average is about $10,000. So obviously we're nowhere near there because we haven't done baby step 2 yet. Baby step 4 is the 401.
Yeah.
Baby step 5 is college fund, and then this baby step 6 is paying off the rest of your mortgage. This is a lot of time he said that most people quit, or they get that's good enough kind of thing, and you're not fully out of it. So this class for us wasn't all that helpful for us, because it was basically talking about how to buy a home and how to sell a home if you're selling your home. So I'm going to go over some of the things that it said, and maybe she'll chime in on something. Who knows? It's like the 401 thing. It's just like totally drained all the way out of it altogether.
Because this doesn't, we're not buying, we're not selling. You know, the only thing I got out of this one, and really didn't get much, well, it was probably the only thing that I could say that I understood, was the fact that they say when you're going to sell your house, you never have family or friends sell your house, because that can create animosity if they're not trying to sell it quick enough, or if, so that was a key thing. Family or friends, no way. And with the realtor, call a couple different realtors, see how quickly they call you back. Obviously, if it takes them a couple days to call you, you don't want to deal with that person, because it's going to take them forever to sell your house. Okay, I chimed in. I'm done.
Well, she told you guys more than we did last night when we did our playing. I said, what did you learn? Nothing. Wow.
I wasn't in a good mood yesterday.
Okay, so here, I'll give you try to do it quickly. Renting. Here, I'm going to let you read some of it. There's nothing wrong with renting for a little while. This demonstrates patience and wisdom. However, renting should be a temporary situation, not your long-term plan. You know, buying a house is probably the biggest investment you'll make, more than a car, because cars, as soon as you take out the lot, they depreciate. But houses can go up in value. So when to buy, there's some things to do. Why to buy? It helps you force you in a savings plan, because you're trying to save up for that. It basically grows virtually tax-free. So as you have this house, and as the years goes on, hopefully, your house will appreciate, which will get more and more and more. So the house will cost more. So if you pay a certain amount of money, 20, 30 years down the road, if that's the case, then you'll be able to make more money off of it. I do know that we have friends of ours who had a house in a certain area, and when they sold it, they made way more money than they got for it, and they were actually able to move to North Carolina, buy a huge piece of land, and their house on what they made up the house on that. Clyde.
Oh, I'm thinking, who was that?
Yeah. So, what to buy? Some of the things that you do. He says, buy in the bottom price range of the neighborhood. All right, never overbuild your neighborhood through home additions and improvements. All right, homes appreciate in good neighborhoods and are priced on 3 things, which everybody knows: location, location, location. If possible, try to get a house near the water or with a view. And buy bargains by overlooking bad landscaping, ugly carpet. If you can save if a house in an area is $160,000 and there's bad carpet in there, so maybe that drops it down to $60,000 or whatever. I'm just throwing things out there. You can spend a couple $1,000s to replace the carpet. You're still going to make out. So try to overlook the things that look bad, because again, you're going to get the price. You'll get a bargain, and then by the time you put money into it and all yourself, you'll help increase your value. So if you ever decide to sell it. Always buy a home that is or can be attractive from the street and has a good floor plan. How to buy. Sherry told you, get a real estate agent. They have full access to the multiple leasing service. That's the best way of doing it. Don't try to do it yourself. The odds are that, he said the average person who tries to sell it themselves, basically his average makes $150,000. Through a realtor, it's $215,000. So it's a $65,000 profit. They know what they're doing, so use them. Search a home by using the internet. Online shopping. 89% of the people do this. So you look at a house through the internet first. Do all your research through there. He says always get a land survey if buying more than a standard subdivision lot. Have the home inspected mechanically and structurally by a certified home inspector. And one thing that we did way back in the day before we moved here is when we bought our house, we used a real estate agent to do the home inspector, and I'm thinking that's probably was not a wise idea. We should probably have gotten an outside home inspector, somebody that's not affiliated with it, a third party, because then we're going to get a better honest opinion of it.
Right.
Because we found some faults at our house that should have been picked up on and we didn't. So if you do a home inspector, make sure it's a third party. Get an appraisal.
Certified.
Yes.
Inspector.
Yes, certified. Get an appraisal, but understand that it's just an opinion of value, okay? So remember, it's just an opinion of value. Title insurance insures you against unclean title. He gave a story that he went into investment with somebody, and a couple, not everybody's name was on that title, apparently.
They forgot they had a brother. So they signed his house over to him without the brother's consent.
And if he didn't have the title insurance, because what he did was he just turned it over to the insurance, and they took care of the rest of it and paid out the rest of the money that he had it. So he said that's a must buy. So just think about that. Mortgage guidelines. Okay, so when you're buying a house, you've been trying to get out of debt, and you're working all this way to get out of debt. Remember to always hate debt first. The best plan, the possible best plan is 100% down. Now you look at me funny and all that, but a gentleman came and told about a story that she was 17. She started saving for a house, and she got married, and she was debt free. She didn't have any credit cards, and then she got married and to a guy who was basically the same way. So they decided to put all of her money, because they were debt free, put all of her money in the savings, and lived off of his. So by the time they bought a house, she had $135,000 saved up. And did she spend it on the house? No, she spent $119,000. So they paid for the house in full. So it can be done. But if you have to get a monthly payment, it says get a monthly payment of no more than 25% of your take-home pay. Okay, so make sure of that. On a 15-year fixed rate loan with at least 10% down. Why do you choose a 15-year mortgage? Well, here's the way. I'll just show it to you. The simplest way is that. Okay, let's say you buy a $225,000 home, a 15-year mortgage. That's your payments, $18.99 a month. A 30-year mortgage is $13. So obviously you're saving money, but fast forward 10 years, your 15. That's what you owe left is $98,000. And here, 30-year mortgage, you still owe $188. So you almost double the amount of what you still owe. So it says during that 10 years, you would have paid almost $160,000 on a 30-year mortgage, but only paid down the loan by $36,000. So that's why it's usually a 15-year mortgage. So if you do these things, now of course if you're at this level where you're already debt free, and then you have your emergency fund for all that, then this is not going to be hard. But if you decide to buy this house before you get to that, then these are some issues. We already own our home, so that's the reason why none of this was happening. He said, another one says, horrible mortgage options. If you hear any of these, he says run. If you hear them, run away. Like adjustable rate mortgages. He says they're terrible. I'm not going to get into all the details. But the concept of that is to transfer the risk of higher interest rates to the borrower, and in return, the lender gives a lower rate now. So they said if you already have an adjustable rate mortgage, refinance immediately. Of course, interest-only loans are a bad idea because you're only paying the interest. So obviously you never get out of debt that way. So another one is reverse mortgages, not good. And most people usually don't qualify for that until they said they're over 62, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Accelerated or biweekly payoff program. So you should definitely pay off the mortgage as early as possible, but don't pay a fee for some special program that pays it off early. Just make extra principal payments on your own. That solves that. And also another horrible mortgage option is a tax advantage. Tax advantage on mortgage. Oh, it's a nice write-off. It is, but he used an example. Matter of fact, I'll just show it to you. On a $200,000 home at 5%, you're paying the annual interest you'll pay is $10,000. Okay, but if you don't have a house, that $10,000 times 25% to the government is $2,500. So would you rather be paying $2,500 a year to the government or $10,000 to the lender? Obviously, that's $7,500 in savings for you. So if they try to tell you that, it's a bad idea. So the best way to finance a home is the conventional. That's their best way. The conventional loans are usually through Fannie Mae and are probably insured against default. FHA is usually not good because down payments are as low as 3% and are used on lower priced homes. These loans are currently more expensive than conventional financing and should be avoided. VA loans are insured by the U.S. Department of Veterans. With a good down payment, the conventional loan is a better deal than the VA. Owner financing is when you pay the owner over time, making him or her the mortgage holder. This is a great way to finance because you can be creative in the structure of the loan, but be extremely careful with the financing, and make sure the whole deal that you have is in writing. And he calls when buying, you want to do the 3 C's of home buying. Be cautious, be careful, and be coherent. Understand what you're doing. I'm not going to tell you more about that kind of stuff. So that's the deals are there. And lastly, if you're trying to sell a home, when selling a home, you should think like a retailer. How the house looked to you if you were buying your house. Because the return of investment on fix-up dollars is enormous. Let's say that he says basically, for you spend $1,000 on paint, there's a lot of that house will look a whole lot better if you only spend $1,000. You might get another $20,000, $30,000 out of your home just on paint. So take that extra money. If it makes $1,000 to get new carpet, that will increase your value of your home, $20,000, $30,000. So those things. The most important aspect of preparation is attention to the curb appeal, how it looks from the outside. So go to the outside of your house, look at it, and decide whether this house is worth buying. Maybe you'll find some things that you need to fix around the outside of the house. Curb appeal, okay? When selling your home, make sure that it's listed on the internet, and make sure you take the best pictures possible. Take the pictures, look at them. Is that really going to sell it? Would you buy the house by looking at that? That's basically the model you could use. Would you buy it if you were the picture taken? If you were buying, would you buy it if you saw that picture?
A curb appeal? No.
No, I'm saying, but when you take a picture of that.
Yeah.
So when selling, it says statistically research has found that the best real estate agents.
Take it off for me.
No, I'm leaving you. They are worth more than they cost unless you're a seasoned pro. So you'll totally get more out of your house if you get a good. And he says interview three of them, 3 different realtors, because they're working for you. You're gonna be paying them money, so you want to get the best one. So make sure you interview the right one. Exposure through the multiple listing service is worth it when selecting an agent. Like Sherry said, no friends or relatives. And again, you should interview 3 of them. Okay, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. We have 1 more week of class, which you guys won't see a video next week. Probably not. So let you guys know. You'll see it in 2 weeks because we're going to be away this weekend and we're going to miss the class on Monday. So we will come back to you the following Tuesday. Again, though, if you have any questions about what we just talked about, I know it was really fast, or anything in the past that we've talked about, by all means, we'll try to help you. And yeah, I think that's about it, huh?
I'm done. I talked.
You did. I'm impressed. More than you did when we were doing our homework. Okay, there will be a Weight Watcher meal tomorrow. So look forward to that if that's part of what you are looking for us. And I think that's it. So we will see you guys later.